Alright guys, so a lot of you guys have been asking me about how I do my food prep day and what I buy and how I make the combinations of my meals up so that I can eat clean during the week. So today I decided to do a video on how I do that. So I just got back from the grocery store. I shop at H-E-B. They have a better produce section and they have a better meat section. I do get my oat flour at Brookshire Brothers because that's the only place in town that carries it. So what I bought today, and oh, just an FYI, normal a food stamp ration for a family of two is between $68 and $75. I'm not on food stamps, but my husband and I are the only ones in our house, and so my budget is each week for all of my fruits and vegetables and sides are about $50, and then I also budget $50 every 2 weeks for meat, so it comes out to an average of about $75 a week. I got this all for $68, so I was a little under budget, and I had to buy, I had to replace two things that normally I don't have to buy each week. First was my Agave Nectar, and this will last me a month to a month and a half. It's about 10 bucks at H-E-B, and it's the only place in town you can get it in the large bottles. And then I also had to get my olive oil for the next couple of weeks, so this will last us probably 2 to 3 weeks. And so that was also in my budget this week. So I spent about $68. So you can eat healthy on a budget. The meat that I got this week was tilapia fillets. We're going to eat just lemon pepper and some lemon on those and bake them. And then I got some lean red steaks. These are top sirloin because they're low in fat. I usually cut them in half because they'll last us 4 meals if I do that, and it's a lot. They're big steaks, so this will be about 4 meals. And then I also got some ground turkey for tacos. So we're going to do healthy tacos this week, and what I'll do is I'll break this up into servings of 2 cups each, and that's a cup of meat for my husband and a cup of meat for me, and we make fresh tacos with it using corn tortillas, which are the best for you, and we'll just lightly fry these in some olive oil. And then this will probably be about 3 meals for the week. We can have tacos for lunch, maybe one night for dinner, whatever. So that's a good amount of meat there. And then the other meat that I bought was the extra lean ground beef. It is 96.4, so it's 96% lean. This is for meatloaf. I'm going to make this week, and this will make 2 meatloafs. So I'm going to do that as well. And the only reason I don't use the lean beef for tacos and everything else is even though the fat content is a little lower, the sodium level is higher. So because I want to watch my sodium levels, I don't use this on every meal. I do the turkey some because that's a lower sodium. I also got fat-free skim milk, which I'll use to make my cream gravies if I do like chicken fried steaks with some of our steaks or whatever. And I will use the egg whites and the oat flour to batter that in. I got my veggies for the week. I got some fresh broccoli. I have some brown rice. I bought frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables are fine. They're still fresh. They just freeze them so they last longer, but they don't have the preservatives like the canned vegetables, and they don't have the high levels of estrogen like canned vegetables do. So I buy frozen. So I got the brown rice, and I got some yellow squash. I got fresh broccoli. I think I said that already. I got cabbage, which I'm going to do some sliced cabbage with some garlic and olive oil and just bake it. Put a little Tony Chachere's on it for some spice, and it's really, really good. And it'll go into my meal little plates pretty easily, and it freezes fine, and when I heat it up, it tastes wonderful. So I'll make this whole thing up in one day and just spread it out throughout the week. I also got taco seasoning, the low sodium, the 30% less sodium taco seasoning. And I got the salt-free meatloaf mix as well. And the things I buy every week are, I do eggs every week because I eat 2 every single day for breakfast. And I buy the cage-free and the free-range or free-roaming because that is the eggs that are not bleached. They don't have any of the antibiotics. They don't have any of the extra additives that they do with the others. So I always buy organic cage-free free-range eggs. And then I also buy milk every week. I generally will buy a thing of cranberry juice for my husband. He didn't need any this week, so I didn't have to buy any. But and then I also juice my orange juice every week. And this is what I drink every morning with my breakfast. I drink 10 ounces of orange juice with my It Works greens. So I get my daily fruits and vegetables, my probiotics, all my antioxidants, also all the things that fight off cancer and boost my immune system. So I mix those with my orange juice every week in my breakfast, or every day in my breakfast. And then my husband does the Simply Cranberry, and he does that with the berry greens as well every day. But I didn't have to buy that this week. And let's see, oat flour. The only place in town here we can get oat flour is at Brookshire's. It's the Red Mill brand. And all this is natural oats, which is like this right here, these quick oats. But it's also, they're ground up into a flour so that you can use it for any recipe that calls for flour. You can use this in place of it, so you get more protein, you get your good carbohydrates, you don't get any of the bleach or anything that's in wheat or flour, because this is actually just whole grain oats that have been ground up to make a flour. It's actually better flavored for like cream gravies, or for battering your chicken, or steaks, or whatever you want to do. So I don't do a lot of fried cooking, but if I do, this is what I use, and I always like to keep this on hand. So I buy this probably about every 2 to 3 weeks. Let's see, what else did I get? Also in my breakfast every morning I have turkey bacon. So I bought a thing of turkey bacon as well today. And I also have wheat toast, so I bought wheat bread, which has already been put away. It's up on top of the fridge. And let's see, what else? I think that's everything that I got this week. So that's basically all of the stuff that I bought this week. Like I said, I paid about $68 for all of that stuff, so you can eat healthy on a budget. What I'll do now is I'll spend the next few hours preparing the meals for the week, other than the meats, because generally Don and I like to do this fresh on the grill. So at night when I'm at work, he prepares the meat and we just put the sides with it. What I do is I store them in canisters like this. Okay, they're the 3 canisters. So I'll put the combination I do is I do a good carbohydrate, which is like maybe black-eyed peas, or squash, or corn, any of your yellows, oranges, orange vegetables. Those are going to be your good carbohydrates. And then I do unlimited fruits and vegetables, which are like your green beans, asparagus, cabbage, salad, any of your fruits, all those things you can have unlimited with each meal of those. But you don't want to put more than 1 starchy carbohydrate per meal, and I usually do 3/4 of a cup to a cup in each serving of that. So, and then I just pull them out, pop them in the microwave when I'm ready to eat. I even put meat in some of them. This one has a steak in it, so I can just heat this up. This was left over from last week. Another thing that I do is every couple of weeks, I'll make a thing of fat-burning chili, and I'll do it in servings of 2 cups, 1 for me and 1 for my husband. And we can pop that in the microwave for a quick lunch or a quick dinner if we haven't had time to cook or something that day. So I always have these extras on hand each week. So not everything I bought this week will be for every meal. This was left from last week, and I'll probably eat this for lunch at some point. So I do have extra stuff that I keep in the fridge for stuff like that. Let's see. I do frozen green beans, but I boil them and put a low sodium chicken broth with them, and cook them for about an hour and a half till they're real soft and seasoned. And then I divide them into 1.5 cups to 2 cups of green beans in each serving, and I'll put those in my meals as well to freeze. They freeze really well once they've been cooked, and then you heat them up in the microwave and they're already flavored and it's good. So I do that. I do the same thing with my squash. I'll take my frozen squash and I will fry that in the pan, or not fry it, but I will steam it, and then I will mash it up, and then I will put it into a frying pan with just a little bit of olive oil and brown it, and I'll add a little bit of agave nectar to make it sweet, because I like mine sweet. Spice it up a little bit with some pepper, and then I'll divide that into servings, as well as one of my starchy carbs for my meals. The broccoli, I usually bake it. I'll put some Tony Chachere's and a little bit of olive oil on it, bake it in the oven, and it's kind of crispy, and it's got some spice, so it's really good, and that also freezes really well, so I can put that in as a serving of one of my vegetables. So that's kind of how I break my meals up. Like I said, I always want to have at least 3/4 to a cup of a good starch carbohydrate. Those are things like black-eyed peas, corn, sweet potatoes, and you can bake several sweet potatoes in the oven, scoop them all out, mix them however you want to, and then divide those up as part of your servings as well as part of one of your vegetables in your little three divider plate. So that works well. And then you always want to have, you can have unlimited fruits and vegetables with that. And then you always want to have some type of a lean protein, about 6 ounces for women, about 8 ounces for men. Those are going to be like your baked chickens, your turkey, lean beef and game, also fish, your fish, that kind of stuff. Those are the types of proteins that you want to be sure to put in there. Any of that stuff you can cook in advance and freeze it in your meals. I just choose not to because my husband and I have a little bit of a different lifestyle in that I can usually cook lunch for us, so I can take the time to cook a meat. And at dinner time, he's here usually to cook dinner, so when I get home from work, the meat's ready. But you can go ahead and cook your meats up front. I used to do that, and I would put 6 or 7 chicken breasts in the oven and a few steaks that I would broil and fish, and I would just divide them all up into the trays just like everything else. But most of the time now I just do the vegetable or fruit and the starchy carbohydrate, and I leave the meat tray empty, and then when we cook the meat we just put it with it. So that's how we do our meals. Try it this week if you can. I know that it seems like a lot of trouble, but it usually takes me, especially now that I've gotten to a habit of doing it and I kind of know how to put everything together pretty quickly, it takes me about 4 hours on Sunday afternoons, that's my food prep day, to get all that ready for the week, stick it in the freezer and have it done, and then it makes my week go much smoother. I'm not tempted to eat out. I'm not tempted to have to eat something that I just have in the house, and I save a ton of money because I'm not eating out all the time. Like I said, our budget's about $75 a week, so we eat between the two of us on less than $3 a day, and that includes our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. So keep that in mind. That's pretty cheap for 2 people to eat, and it's really healthy. One other thing I want to say is that you always want to make sure that you shop the U of the store. That's the outside edges of the store. You don't need to go into the center aisles except for spices and maybe your bread, because those are all of the fresh foods on the outside of the store. So if you can stay away from the inner part of the store, you're always going to be getting the healthier foods. Your meats are usually in the back of the store, your produce is usually on one side, and then your frozen vegetables and things like that are going to be on the other side. So try to shop the U. Let me know how you do this week on eating clean. Remember, this is a healthy lifestyle challenge. This is not a diet. This is something that you're going to want to get used to doing. You're going to want to eat this way as long as you can for the rest of your life because it makes you healthy, keeps everything going in your body right, and you do not have to sacrifice taste to eat healthy because you've got all kinds of substitutes like the Agave Nectar. You can substitute the oat flour. You can substitute turkey bacon. There's just a ton of things that you can do to use substitutions to make the food really yummy and tasty and at the same time stay healthy. So I hope this helps you guys. What I want you to do, so your assignment for this video is going to be to tell me how you did shopping the U. Tell me if you did a food prep day this week or if you're planning on doing that. And then also ask any questions that you might have that I didn't cover so that I can make sure that I answer those. But I hope this helps, and you guys, good luck this week, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.